it's been a while. I hope that you've been well, because guess what? I wasn't. But it's great to be back. For those who don't know me or those who have forgotten about me, I am Yoko. I am a Japanese living in Japan who's a huge Trump supporter. Before I get started today, I have some good news for you guys, which is that there is an article about me on this new website called Japan Forward. You might not think it's new because I have introduced it before, but later I was told that it was a beta version. But just the other day, June 1st, 2017, it officially launched. When my article was published, I got on the top page, so I was like, whoa, that's so cool. On the article there's a special video from me, so I think it will be worth to check it out. Now we can get started. So Kathy freaking Griffin, what did you guys think about the pictures? So I'm in Japan, but I follow all the media outlets from the US, so I instantly noticed the picture. When I first saw it, I didn't understand, like I didn't know what was going on, because it was just I just saw a woman in a red thing and I didn't realize that it was a head because it's so blooded. I read that it's a Trump's head and I saw it, I'm like, oh my god, Trump said bye. So it was not funny to me at all, but surprisingly, I'm a thinker, I'm an overthinker, so I did find some funny or interesting things about the picture. So I am going to share the 8 things that I thought to myself while looking at the picture, which is a lot. I really hope that you have the patience to listen to everything that I have to say, because I know that by now you probably have read or listened to a lot of things, but it's coming from a Japanese person and that makes it unique, I hope. So now let me get started with number 1. So the very first thing that went through my head was that the left is supposed to be against hate, right? Like, you know their rhetoric, like they always say like, oh, let's spread love, or oh, we are against war, or against racism, or something like that. But you know what? That performance by Kathy Griffin is hate. Like, that's nothing but hate, don't you think? Like, it scares me that she thought that this would be funny. Like, she didn't just think about it, she went through the whole process of photo shoots, right? Which is such a hustle. And what she did was to copy the terrorist rituals. She didn't use the actual body, but she did it very graphically. And she thought that it would be funny because it has the blood relation to the comment made by Trump on Megyn Kelly. Like, it's just hate. It's just so wrong. But why can't she do such a wrong thing? Like, no problem, I'll mention later. And the second thing I thought to myself was that the left is the same everywhere in the world, because Kathy Griffin actually reminds me of the leftists here in Japan. So the political map of Japan is that the majority of us are passively conservative, and the minority people fall into either super right or conservative or left. And I am very ashamed of this, but there was this one stupid guy in Japan that threatened our Prime Minister Abe using this picture on, I believe, on Twitter. I don't know if the guy went to the police or whatever, but I'm wondering, like, what's the obsession with beheading, you know? It might be just the convenience of the mask being only the head part, but it could be that including Kathy, the leftists in the world are a fan of terrorists in Middle East or something like that. I don't know if this is a good thing, because the people that are justifying Kathy are saying this, but Kathy is not actually original to do this type of stuff. You know, I mean, this happened in Japan, and also there was a picture from South Korea from a while back, and this actress or activist or whatever, she is holding the head of our former Tenno, not knowing the history or our social system. But the point I'm making here is that there are people that did very similar things to what Kathy did. And another case is, this is very silly, so just take it as a side note, okay? But the metal band GWAR, the metal band was saying that they are the original and it's not Kathy or whatever, but this metal band was angry at Kathy from a different angle, so it was interesting. So Kathy could have stolen some idea from somebody else, But I think that it's natural to think that she got the idea from terrorists, you know, because I bet that she thinks of Trump as very evil. Thinking that Trump is evil, she thinks that she has the right to avenge, and probably thinks that she can do whatever it takes to do that or something like that, even though he was chosen democratically. And what's more, this is actually the same mentality as Kathy Griffin, but there's this professor at Hosei University in Japan named Jiro Yamaguchi, and he once made a speech among the protesters in 2015, and he said, "Abe, you're not human. I will chop you off." He's a professor at a university, and he said that our prime minister is not a human and that he will chop him off, like probably with a knife or axe or whatever. See, that's the logic of the left. They have piled up this demonized imagination towards our leaders so that they think that they are not humans and so that they can do anything to them. Like, so immature. If that professor has a different political approach from Prime Minister Abe, then he's supposed to do that academically, right? But what is he doing? He's speaking violently like a woman on period. I'm sorry. I just had to demonstrate how to make a blood joke to Kathy. What I think is happening is that the left gets crazier and noisier because the majority supports Prime Minister Abe or President Trump, and that leftist opinions are not accepted, and they're like, why can't you listen to me? Why can't you accept us? And things like that. And that's probably how they go crazy. Like, they often talk about human rights and say that they need to protect human rights, so they don't approve that those people are human, so that they can say, I'm gonna kill you, where do you live, and show off their tattoos and things like that. And the third thing, we're still at number 3. Kathy, I think, wanted to be a hero. You know, in my opinion, the real intention of Kathy was not to be funny, but to be a hero. You know, and that's why it wasn't funny and she failed. Because she might know how to be a comedian, but she surely doesn't know how to be a hero. That's what happened. You know what I think? People are taking this mentally sick attention whore too seriously. Like, you should take her seriously in a way because she could be dangerous, but what I mean is she's a pathetic woman seeking for attention, and along the way she has lost her common sense because she's so desperate, just like people with hero syndrome, for example. What this performance by Kathy Griffin tells me is that she wanted to defeat the supposedly demon Trump that people around her are angry at by beheading him. Just like the professor here, Kathy doesn't think of Trump as a human because she's demonized Trump in her head so much. And that's why she thought that it would be funny as it's only a demon character in her head, you know? And she wanted to be the hero to win, to defeat that demon that she has in her head. Good that it was only a mask. It was not real. But apparently she can't tell the difference between the real life and what's in her head. So it's very dangerous in my opinion. And for that she's even justifying violence because apparently she doesn't understand the line. I mean, she admitted that she crossed the line, but only after she saw the reactions of people. Like, that's a bad sign because it means that she can't judge by herself before taking action. Like, she only realizes after people gasp. She will not notice until people react. React means only after she does things. Fourth thing that I thought to myself, for whatever reason, just like Melania was saying, like, it is simply wrong and makes you wonder about the mental health of the person who did it. Like, she should examine what's going on in her body, like the chemical balance inside of her body, because the performance that she did, it's not something that a sane person can do, ever. I could never hold somebody's head like that, you know, ever. Something is definitely wrong with her, and I'm a female, and sometimes I can be very dangerous in my head only, and unfortunately I can still stop myself, unlike Kathy. So Kathy Griffin, I think, needs help, but not the victim card that she's playing right now, but she just needs like medical or mental help. Number 5, this is on a similar note, but she's a hallucinating fantagist. I'm not a psychologist or counselor, so maybe I shouldn't label like that, but that's what I think when I hear or read what she said during the conference. She said, Trump broke me. Trump broke me. Trump broke me. And then she said, Trump is bullying me. Trump is bullying me. Trump is trying to ruin my life forever. And I'm like, are you okay? Because, like, you're imagining things too much. Like, what did Trump do to you? I see you, Kathy, bullying him, but I don't see him bullying you. You know, I'd like to tell Kathy Griffin very much that you went too far, like you said, and that's why there are consequences. You went too far, like you said, and that's why you need to take the responsibility for that. And is that Trump's fault? No! It is because of your atrocity aimed at Trump. Please accept the reality that you've created by yourself. And stop being a crying baby because you are 56 years old, am I right? What they expect from you instead is you taking the responsibility, not tears. Okay, time for number 6. I think that Kathy Griffin is the hateful one, not Trump. Maybe some of you think that she doesn't hate him so much, she just made a casual joke or something, but I don't think that anybody could do that unless there is a true feeling behind it, you know? But why does she hate him so much? Like you saw in the picture, she can be very evil. You know, that head that she's representing, that's somebody's husband, that's somebody's father, that's somebody's son, people's president. My guess is that it could be a projection issue, you know, like somehow President Trump reminds her of what she is inside when she looks at him. Or being a comedian, I bet that she's outspoken, and so is President Trump. So subconsciously, she could start comparing herself to President Trump and start competing in her head, and that's another aspect that she could want to defeat him, like she wants to win him over. And the 7th thing that I thought to myself while looking at the picture, well, she is not sorry. If Kathy Griffin was truly sorry, she wouldn't be saying that Trump is bullying her, you know, because she would be aware that she offended him first in such a bad way and that it was simply wrong. But while saying that she did cross a line, in reality, she doesn't believe that she crossed a line. She's now playing the victim card. And her victim card is proof that she is not sorry. She even says that she will keep going on. It's so ridiculous, man. Like, her mentality is still in high school or something. Like, she is the offender, but somehow she's using the victim card. I'm like, how selfish are you? Like, maybe she needs to watch the movies like Mean Girls, for example. And lastly, number 8. Kathy Griffin fails as a comedian. When comedians can't share their values with their audience, what's there to laugh at together? I did find Kathy funny and pathetic in a way, but it's not because I will be laughing with her, but because I am laughing at her, you know what I mean? Kathy Griffin needs to realize that she is disrespecting half of the American population who support President Trump. Like, think about it. If she can bring that much hatred onto President Trump, it probably means that she hates his supporters as much, right? Because those supporters gave birth to President Trump. And she should also realize that President Trump is supported by even people overseas, like myself. Like, she should realize what attacking US president means. There are people behind a leader. And ironically to her, while she's failing at her job, President Trump is succeeding as a politician, even though it's his first time, because she's doing everything under the rules, like a political rules. Kathy? Before she is funny or she does the comedy stuff, she can't even have common sense. That's fatal. And she dares to keep bashing President Trump. Like, she should realize where she stands. Anyway, those were the fundamental things that I thought to myself while looking at the Kathy Griffin picture. And I just wanted to tell you guys in this video that we Japanese are going through the same problems created by the left. And, you know, just don't think that you are alone, okay? We can see right through America, okay? So we know what's going on, so like, you don't have to worry about things. Even though I have to say President Trump might be losing a little bit of trust in us because, you know, we have a lot of limits on what we can do militarily and so on, or putting budget and so on, because our system is different, and I don't know how much patience he has, but I hope that he will be with us. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Go check out the article I mentioned, Japan Forward, and also go check out Patreon as well. Let's talk there as well. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video because the battery is dying, so remember that you've got us here. We will fight together, okay? So I will talk to you guys later, okay? Be safe. Okay, bye.